Hello everyone, and thanks for coming and visiting Angie B Cards and Crafts. On a previous video I looked at the different effect that isopropanol or isopropyl or alcohol has on alcohol inks, normal alcohol inks, versus the use of the Ranger alcohol blending solution. So what I'm going to do this time is the same thing, but I'm going to do it in relation to the alloys. So for those of you who don't know what the alloys are, these are the latest shiny metally looking alcohol inks that have come out from Ranger, and I really like them. I think they're brilliant. There's 5 in the set. You've got Gilded, which is a gold, Statue, which is a bronze, Mind, which is a copper, Sterling is silver, and Foundry is a cross between a silver and a gold. It's kind of a silver with a gold edging. It's quite a nice colour. Now each of these comes with liquid and then pigment in the bottom. So the shiny bit sits in the pigment, and in order to activate them and make them so that you get what you get out is shiny, you have to shake them. And you'll hear, there's the magic ball, so that you can give them a good shake and get it mixed, and you don't then have that separation. It's probably clearer with the silver ones. So that's it separated, and that's it mixed. So you can actually see that the shiny bit mixes in with the fluid. So what I'm going to do is exactly the same as I did on the last video. I've got smaller pieces of card because I happen to know that it doesn't move as much as ordinary alcohol ink, sorry, not alcohol. Right, so I'm going to start, which one should I go with? I'll go with Gilded because that's the one that I've just shaken up. Give it an extra shake. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down, this is just decanted isopropanol into a little bottle with a needle nose tip on it. So I'll put down a little bit of that and then add a couple of dots of my Gilded alcohol ink. Right, so you can see firstly it starts fizzing, which is lovely. I do really like these. And what happens is the colour doesn't sit just in one place, it moves to the edges, so they're really nice when you add them to other alcohol inks because it gives them a little bit of a shimmer. So you can see we've got a nice spread there. We've got the shiny bit goes to the edges of any patch that it's on, so you can see there's like little rivulets of shiny bits around the edges. So we're going to do exactly the same now with the blending solution. So pop on a little bit of blending solution, a couple of drops of alloy, and see what we do. So we're getting quite a bit of movement again. So that dries much quicker, but what it does seem to do is almost keep the colour spread across a little bit better than the alcohol. So whereas the alcohol has got quite a lot of white patches and then hints of gold, does have some hints of gold that other than the edging, this one, the gold colour seems to be more across the page. There's fewer pure white patches, and you still get this lovely gold edging, but you also still get what you got when I did this with the ordinary alcohol inks. You still have that edge of blending solution because you've pushed into that edge, so you've got a little, almost like a tide mark around it. So that's when we put the solution on first. Let's see what happens when we put the ink on first. So I'm going to start 2 drops, 1, 2, and then we'll do about 5 drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I think we've got 6 there. And then start spreading it out. So I know that there's lots of other ways that you can be using your alcohol ink. This is purely to see what happens with the two of them, with the two different solutions. So that is with the isopropyl, and then we'll do the same with the blending solution and then do a comparison. 2 drops. I'll put the lid back on that, and then about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So it actually does seem to make think, oh no, actually, oh, I take that back. It seems to have left an awful lot of the ink sitting on that one. I suppose it depends what look you're going for, but on this one it's left an awful lot of the gold colour just sitting on the card, which is a little bit, I suppose if you do want the vast majority to remain in place, then that works, whereas this one has spread across and you get more of a layer of gold across the paper when you're using the alcohol or the isopropanol or the blending solution, sorry, over the top. With the alcohol, if we look at, this was the alcohol and then adding the ink, this was the ink and then adding the alcohol, you get a much better covering of the gold colour when you add the alcohol to the alloy. So you add the isopropanol to the alloy. And on this one, this is the comparison between the two with the blending solution. So this one we put the blending solution on first, which was better than with the isopropanol because it actually maintained some of the gold across the whole of the page. But when we put the ink on and then the blending solution, the alloy stayed more static on the page. Now just to check that, because I've just realised I did actually spend a second putting that lid on, and I want to give it a fair chance. So what I'm going to do is get another one of these cards and I'm going to put the alcohol ink on 2 dots again, and then straight away put on blending solution, because I don't want to be unfair and impact things by leaving it a second or whatever, because it's meant to be a good comparison. Yeah, it's done exactly the same, so the vast majority of the colour has stayed static. Now one thing to remember with these is they are designed to sit on and with your other alcohol inks. So if you're adding colour and then putting this on top, in fact, let's do that. Now this is my very last piece of this card that I have cut, so cut it in half. Right, let's pop a little bit of mojito down. A couple of drops of that, and then a single drop of that, and then a little bit of alcohol. So you can see straight away it pushed all the gilding, all the alloy out to the outside edge. So this is kind of what the alloys are designed for. They're designed to add interest, not to sit alone, but it was just to see how they reacted with the different options for blending. So on that one you can see that there's lovely little rivers of gold throughout the green now. So we'll do exactly the same with the blending solution. So a couple of drops, 1, 2, and a single drop of this, and then a couple of drops of blending solution. So again, it's done the same thing, it's pushed it out to the edge, and then we can spread it around. So when you mix it with an ink, you actually get a comparable result from both of them. So I would say with the alloys, if you're going to mix it with the ink, there isn't a lot in it, if anything. I don't feel that one's more faded than the other. It's just that I blew more in the centre of that one, so that's why it's darker on the edges. The amount of movement's comparable. I think they're both as good as each other when you're using an alloy over the top of an alcohol ink. So that's good to know, and I hope you found that useful. And I will be along soon with another Tuesday tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.